Before I show you how I got here, I want you to really take a look at this sideboard with the two-tone farmhouse finish, its creamy white body, and the dark walnut stain on the top. And it all started as the most orange, dated piece of oak furniture you've ever seen. Hi, I'm Holly, and I'm going to walk you through every step of this transformation so you can do it too. So before I do anything, I always remove all the hardware, which I really liked, and try to keep the original hardware when it makes sense. And I think in this case it did. So here again is a good look with all the hardware removed. After removing the hardware, I always give it a good cleaning. I use Dawn dish soap with warm water. So there was very minimal damage to this piece, which is great, and it's always nice when that happens, but the backboard was coming loose, so I just got out my staple gun and put in a few staples. Sometimes I need to hammer those in a little bit better if they don't go all the way through, and once I did that, she was good to go. This piece was in really good shape. It had no major scratches, no deep gouges or peeling finish. So I just went straight to my 120 grit sandpaper, and that was plenty. If your piece has more damage or a really thick old finish, you might want to start with something like an 80 grit that's more coarse. But for a piece in good condition like this, 120 gets the job done. I love my leaf blower. It's very satisfying to blow all the dust off once I've finished sanding. And then of course after I do this, I still need to get a damp rag and wipe it down. For the few minor scuffs on the top, I used my Bondo wood filler. And you gotta work quickly with this as it dries very fast. And after one more quick sanding of the Bondo, it was time to start priming. And this is something that makes or breaks a painted furniture project, and especially on oak. I used Zinsser cover stain, and I specifically used the oil-based version. And you want to make sure you use the primer because the tannins in the wood could bleed through. So after I applied 2 coats of primer and sanded in between coats with my 120 grit, it was time to paint the top and the base with my homemade chalk paint recipe. What I use is 1 cup of latex paint mixed with plaster of Paris and water. I went over it twice, applying 2 coats to the top and the base. Then it was time to turn her on her back so I could start staining. Luckily, my husband was available to help me. I noticed a couple cobwebs on the bottom and realized I'd forgotten to clean the bottom. So I quickly got out my leaf blower and made sure that it was cleaned. For the stain, I used Minwax dark walnut stain. And here I am using one of my little throwaway brushes I find very easy to use because they do get pretty messy and it's easy just to throw it away when I'm done. So I evenly applied the stain and I timed it for about 8 minutes total. Once it had hit 8 minutes, I got a clean t-shirt that I'd used and started wiping off the stain. Then it was time to flip her back up and work on the top. I did the bottom first, so that way when I did flip her up, I wouldn't be touching the top and causing any issues. So I started staining the top here, you can see, and then wiping it off after about 8 minutes to get the look I was wanting. Next, I headed over to Home Depot to pick up my paint. I used Behr Premium Chalk Decorative Paint in Silky White. I love chalk paint for furniture. It's very durable, it goes on beautifully, and it has that soft matte finish that's perfect for the farmhouse look. And your last step is sealing everything with a top coat. And this is non-optional if you want your finish to last. I used Minwax Polycrylic Clear Satin for a few reasons. I love this product. It's water-based. It means it dries really fast. It cleans up very easily. It's something that I can put into my paint sprayer, which makes it even easier. I got my paint sprayer off of Amazon. It's the HomeRite Super Finish Max paint sprayer, and it works great. And it's always exciting for me when it's time to finally add back the hardware. And I did keep the original hardware in this case. I try to do that when possible because hardware really can add up expense-wise. But these were perfect pieces to add back on. They were black, so they matched well. And here she is, from a dated orange oak sideboard to an updated farmhouse style look, which I honestly don't know if I want to even let go of. If you found this video helpful, give it a like and start following along. I've got a lot more transformations coming up and I'd love to have you here for all of them. I'm Holly and this is Hobbies by Holli. See you next time.